You're tuned into the Average Joe Sports Show by there. Keep it Kilbasa Canto playing.
9:08. That was Matchbox 20 right there with Overjoyed. You're now listening to the Average Joe Sports Show here on Eagle 810's Morning Cruise Control, and I'm joined in the studio by some Average Joes. And over here to my left, I got Mr. Derek McCagran, a.k.a. D-Mac. How you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Very, very well this morning.
How'd your fantasy team fare last week?
Well, I had a couple of wins in a couple of my leagues. I've lost mine, but in one of them I just blew this guy away because he doesn't know what he's doing. It's fun time.
Shout out to the guy that doesn't know what he's doing. And in front of me, I got Cuban. How you doing, man?
Morning. I'm doing well.
And how are you faring in fantasy thus far?
50-50. Lost one, won one.
Lost one, won one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And over here, Jay, to my right. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Man, I thought you had an intro for yourself.
I'm not even going to play. I'm not even going to.
You pansied out.
I'm not pansy. Whoa,
yeah,
sir.
You pansied out,
sir.
You said you had a lot, little
I'm
music.
not even going. I'm gonna use it for my outro. How about that?
He's a little nervous.
Ain't nobody nervous. It's still a game day.
The Baltimore Ravens are about to smack the Steelers.
Oh, that's blasphemous, and you know that.
That is about to go down
56-0
on AFN Sports. Make sure you check it out. And speaking of the Baltimore Ravens, we'll be talking about one former Baltimore Raven, Mr. Ray Rice. That's going to be one of our topics, obviously, of discussion. We'll also talk about the Seahawks, Floyd Mayweather, and much more. It's the Average Joe Sports Show, so you know how it goes down, folks. We talk about the latest sports going on, the latest topics going on in sports, and if you want to tune in at any point in time, you want to chime in, hit us up, 225-2379. You actually win free food just for calling in, and you can call out one of these Joes like Jay or Cuban or D-Mac if you don't like their opinion, or you just give us your own opinion and let us know what you think, and you win some free food. But you know what? We're going to keep some music rolling in between, so make sure you stay tuned for more from the Average Joes. Here's Milky Chance. This song's called Stolen Dance. 9:18 now. It's time to get this thing rolling. We like to call the Average Joe Sports Show. Kellen here, and we also got D-Mac, Cuban, and Jay in the studio. And let's just go ahead. All right, the Seattle Seahawks, they looked good last week. Matter of fact, they looked better than good. They looked great.
Oh, yeah, they were on point.
And a year later, are they still the best team in the league? And if not, who can challenge them, especially in the NFC? D-Mac, I'll start with you.
I say Detroit. Detroit's looking mighty nice. Of course, they only played New York, but they added Golden Tate, Seattle's former receiver. If not Detroit, if the Falcons stay healthy, I say they would have a good chance as well.
All right. Well, I can definitely agree with that. You know, you got a healthy Julio Jones and Roddy White, man. That Atlanta Falcon offense looks great. I just question them on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not real sure.
Everybody does.
And Cuban, what do you think?
I mean, it's the first week. We're going into the second week today as we speak, and I still think it's one of those really kind of too early to tell. But Seattle is one of those teams that they didn't really change too much. The core of the team is still there, and I feel that they're going to be doing really, really well. I mean, you still got New Orleans. They're always going to be a contender. Aside from that, I mean, Seattle's really strong.
All right. And Jay, what'd you say, bro?
I mean, honestly, I don't think there's any debate that Seattle is the best team in the International Football League right now, especially, I mean, they played Green Bay, and Green Bay is no slouch.
Not at all.
I mean, and they made Aaron Rodgers basically ineffective the entire game.
And a healthy Green Bay.
And a healthy Green. They weren't injured. So, but honestly, I mean, even in their own division, the division isn't easy anymore.
No.
The Cardinals and the 49ers look decent, even though they played against Dallas,
Definitely.
But they're still trying to find the kinks, especially with all those guys on defense having, off-the-field issues. But once they get that together, and I like what the Cardinals are doing as well. So they might have it hard to get out of their own division, but like I said, it's week 1. Everybody needs to gel, get that coordination down,
Definitely.
and then we can. By week 6, we'll know for a fact if they're 6-0.
All right. Well, speaking of, you were talking about off the field issues. All right. Here's the big topic going on in sports, just all the way around. Ray Rice. All right. Obviously, we seen the video of him hitting his then fiance, now wife, Janae, and Roger Goodell at the time. They gave him a 2-game suspension. They said they had seen the one video, just her knocked out, but that was it. Now this video comes out. TMZ released it of him, the actual strike, him hitting her, and reports are being said that not only did Ray Rice tell Commissioner Goodell that he did hit her, that some NFL executives had actually seen the video, which Goodell denied the other day when asked on national television, said that this had absolutely never seen anything. Now, who's the blame all this? Is Ray Rice? Obviously, he's the one. He's committed the crime, but is Ray Rice? Should he be suspended during the entire season? Did he have the right to be cut? And what should happen to Roger Goodell? And I'm going to start with you, Jay.
I mean, absolutely he deserved to be suspended. Absolutely he deserved to be cut. I mean, no woman should ever get hit by any man or anybody, period. Domestic violence is just all the way wrong. But honestly, I'm a rational guy, and I I don't know for a fact that Roger Goodell did or did not see the video. It's kind of hard to believe him when he say that he didn't, especially with the recent reports. But unless there's evidence that says that that particular executive actually gave it to the rest of the NFL officials, including Roger Goodell, I can't sit there and say that he made the mistake. But he did admit he made a mistake. But you got to be real. I mean, if he would have saw the video, knowing today's media, you think he would have just settled for 2 games if that video came out, knowing the PR ramifications that would have came after that?
And how do you know, though,
man.
The NFL is a billion-dollar corporation, and for that video to not have come out until now, it leaked. Okay, this video had been around since April. Okay, it leaked, and who's to say that Goodell thought maybe this would not get out because some people's heads could roll if that did get out. Cuban, what do you think about this?
My opinion is kind of strange to begin with, but looking at the evidence, I definitely think Goodell slipped up for the punishment. But when it comes down to it, the video shouldn't change anything. The evidence was there, the police report was there. Everybody knew he had hit his wife, or then fiance. So when you think about it, why does the video change anything? Is it because we actually get to visualize how it happened? I really think that, suspend him for half a season, suspend him for a season, but you don't kick a guy off of a team for one mistake. You don't ban him from the NFL for one mistake as much, domestic violence, but still.
D-Mac is laughing. D-Mac, what do you guys say?
I say domestic violence shouldn't be tolerated, especially by any NFL player. I mean, these are high-profile players. They're role models for these kids that are playing in Pee Wee, high school, whatnot. And Roger Goodell, I mean, he is a little soft. I mean, look at Josh Brent from the Cowboys when he killed his teammate, drunk driving. And, he was suspended. Yeah, and they're talking about reinstating him. And also, he's just got a track record of having soft punishments for high-profile players. And then you get somebody that, let's say, has a DUI, like Le'Veon Bell, hasn't been suspended yet. Matt Prater had what was that? The
3-time.
Yeah, substance abuse, and he got suspended 4 games. But if you hit your wife, you only get suspended 2 games. Originally, I mean, I don't agree with that at all.
I mean, it goes back. It's not even just those. You can think about when Leonard Little, he had his accident that killed someone.
Right.
Dante Stallworth had a similar accident that killed someone. They were all able to be reinstated back into the league. I think, for me personally, what Ray Rice did was atrocious. Okay, the dude. You're a scumbag for doing that. Period. But at the same time, everybody deserves a second chance. I'm not a fan of banning someone. If Ray Rice had been in trouble a lot, Ray Rice hadn't had any trouble before this. And not saying that that's okay and that lets him off the hook, but people can change. His wife did go on to, or his fiance did go on to marry him. Some people are saying, well, maybe she's scared. Maybe he's probably still beating her, this and that. But that's all speculation at this point because there are people who are victims of domestic abuse and they don't have videotape of it, okay? That goes on every day. So I think he does deserve a second chance. Suspend him the whole season, but to cut him and everything after all the hoopla, and I'm finding it very hard to believe that Roger Goodell didn't know anything about this other video. I'm finding it hard to believe, and something's got to happen. Whether Roger Goodell, is forced to resign or something has to happen because this you can't lie to the people.
And then there's this investigation as well. It's like,
All right, folks, make sure you stay tuned. We're going to have more from the Joes. We got our lightning round coming up here in a moment. We're going to go through a slew of topics in just a short amount of time. But first, we got to get back to the music. This is the #2 song in the country. Here's Taylor Swift, Shake It Off.
You're tuning into the Average Joe Sports Show by there. Keep it locked to Eagle 810 for our highly average take on sports talk.
All right, we're back here in the Eagle 810 studio. It's the Average Joe Sports Show. Kellen, we got D-Mac, Cuban, and Jay. Now it's time to get into what we like to call our lightning round. And, gentlemen, let's go ahead and talk about it. We were talking Ray Rice a moment ago. Now, Floyd Mayweather said earlier this week that he thought the NFL overreacted to Ray Rice. Is Floyd Mayweather the man to be talking about this? And how do you feel about that, D-Mac?
Not at all. He's not the one to talk to about it. He thinks that they should stay with the original suspension of 2 games. I mean, he's got his own issues, Mayweather does. But, suspend Rice for the season. I don't think Mayweather should have any 2 cents on this.
All right, Cuban.
I really think that they should have stuck with it, and I know my opinion is going to be looked down, but what I'm saying is that it makes the NFL look weak. You come out, you talk to Ray Rice beforehand, and this kind of stuff comes out, and then you see the video, and now all of a sudden it changes.
All right, Jay, what do you say?
Floyd Mayweather, whatever. He needs to just shut up, man. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather, he is not the spokesperson for domestic violence. How many cases does he have against him? I mean, come on, yo. Keep your mouth shut and stick to, getting punched in the face.
All right, and speaking of Mayweather, all right, he said that he's going to finish out this 6-fight contract with Showtime, and after that he's retiring. Now, does Floyd Mayweather, does he need the Manny Pacquiao fight in order to seal his legacy, Jay?
No, he does not. Okay, he is undefeated, probably the greatest defensive fighter to ever step into the ring. Why does he need to possibly lose to Manny Pacquiao, which wouldn't happen, by the way? But what does he need to prove?
Cuban.
I think right there, that's the answer. I think yes, because there's going to be that question of what does he have to prove? Well, if it never happens, how are we going to know? And yeah, he is a great boxer, but still,
One
let's
of
face
life's
it.
many mysteries.
All right, and D-Mac.
Yeah, I would say he does, and I would hope that Pacquiao would beat him down. I'm not a good boxer. I don't follow boxing that much, but I know Pretty Boy's been in there for a while, and I like Manny better than Pretty Boy Mayweather.
Manny does steroids.
Here's the thing. Manny's style is very fun and entertaining, but as a defensive counterpuncher as he is, he's like Juan Manuel Marquez, who Pacquiao struggled with.
Yeah,
Floyd's the better version of him. I don't think it matters whether he fights him or not. Floyd's the man. All right, now Atlanta Hawks owner and Hawks general manager Danny Ferry, they had some racial comments. And do you think there's too much being made of this, or is there a legit concern with these comments? D-Mac.
There is some legit concern. I mean, you take the whole thing in the Clippers that happened, a couple months back. I think it is a legit concern. We're not back in the day. We're here in the new world and the new age.
2014.
Exactly.
Cuban.
I think there's a little bit of a concern. I think the owner pulled the trigger a little bit too fast. I think he should have let an investigation happen and then let that happen before he decided what he was going to do. But it's one of those things that it happened, and we gotta roll the punches.
These two over here high-fiving. D-Mac and Jay watching the Steeler game. Jay, what do you say?
Okay, man? I don't really think it's a humongous deal. It's not as bad as a Donald Sterling situation because I believe it was a business aspect. If you look from a business perspective, it's kind of true. It's a true statement.
But he went on to say Ding is an African.
Well, that was from a scouting
African in
report.
him.
Remember, he
That's
said
what
he
he
got
said.
that from a scouting report, and he should never open it and
There's not
read
really
it.
much business to that.
It's a
though.
scouting report.
All
It
right,
wasn't him.
We're talking.
Jesus.
We're talking baseball now. Who's gonna make a deep run, and who's impressing you the most right now, Jay?
You know what I'm going to say. It's going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates, all right?
Oh, my goodness.
Of course, man.
How about them Royals?
What about them? Anyway, so fluctuating from the AL Central. They're in half game up in second place for the wild card. If they make it, I think they're going to make a deep run.
Cuban.
Deep.
Tigers. They just had a run against the Royals. They took the series 2-1. They're going to go back to Kansas City and hopefully sweep that series and take.
There's a lot of hope in there. There's a lot of hope.
There's always hope. Always
in there.
hope.
All right, what you got for us, D-Mac?
I say the Angels. Angels got a lot of good pitching, and they got a lot of good offense too. And from the NL side, I'd say the Dodgers. That's so I think will go deep. Dodgers and Angels.
All right, and keeping it moving, we're going to talk about some college football. Now, Bob Stoops, he's no stranger. He does not like the SEC. Now, is he justified in his disdain for the SEC? What do you say, D-Mac?
I say no. I mean, as a Longhorn fan, I already don't like Stoops at all. But and especially he's playing Tennessee this week. Tennessee's not a great SEC team in the last couple of years. But I think Stoops will come out of victory on this one. But he needs to hush up about the SEC.
All right, Cuban.
I'm a Big Ten fan. I'm a Michigan Wolverines fan.
Oh, my
through and through.
goodness.
So college football is kind of non-existent for me right now.
Oh, yeah, basically.
So
Right
pretty
from
much
the-
I hate the SEC as well.
All right, and Jay.
I'm not an ACC fan. I'm just a Pitt fan, okay? I could really care less about the rest of the teams. And you know what? He is absolutely justified. I cannot stand SEC fans or the SEC nation.
You're lame.
All right? Oh, well, I'll be that.
You are
all right?
lame.
They
All right,
suck.
All right, and while we're sitting here with you, Jay, hey, so who would make a better NFL receiver? Now, LeBron James and Calvin Johnson, they were both hoopla about Calvin Johnson, about how LeBron James and Kevin Durant, they were hoopla about how great Calvin Johnson was. Of those two players, who makes the better NFL receiver, Jay?
Seriously?
Dead
Is
serious.
this an honest question?
This is an honest question. This is
Oh,
real.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, obviously it's LeBron James, okay? I mean, come on, yo. Kevin Durant is like frail, all right? Let him get hit by Cam Chancellor one time, he'll
All
be
right.
picking up the rest of his jersey.
And what do you say, Cuban?
I got to agree. I think LeBron James, he's just bulkier. I think he's got more speed. I think he'd make the better receiver through and through.
All right, and what say you, D-Mac?
I say Durant would belong in special teams.
I knew he was going to say
Kevin Durant would be a punter, a place kicker,
Oh.
but put LeBron at tight end. It'd be a nice tight end, especially for Cleveland.
None of you guys went ahead and mentioned how LeBron James is a two-time Mr. Ohio, the best football player in Ohio his senior year at receiver. So, yeah. And just real quickly, did you guys get a chance to see the Maryland Terrapins, their jerseys?
Oh, yeah.
What did you guys think of those?
Oh, they look nice. I love them.
Would you rock those?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
I would have rocked them to
Was
work.
it the Star Spangled Banner?
Yes,
Yeah.
Star Spangled. Yeah, that's where
Yeah,
it was
if you haven't got a
originated.
chance to see those,
Please,
folks, make
Google
sure you
it.
check out those Maryland Terrapins uniforms. They
Gorgeous.
were dope. Hey, here's Coldplay, A Sky Full of Stars. What's on your mind's coming up next?
And here's what the Joes have on their mind today.
9:47. Yep, it's What's on Your Mind. We got D-Mac, Cuban, and Jay in the house. And we're going to go ahead and open it up. D-Mac, what's on your mind, brother?
Well, the college football playoffs. This is the first year that we're going to be able to see that, and I'm anxious to see what's going to happen. We don't have the BCS to mess with and just love SEC and get them on the top, ranked players. I'm glad there's a playoff schedule, and I'm anxious to see how that turns out. So
that is definitely going to be interesting. Is it top four teams?
I believe so.
Playoff?
I would like for them to do like the Final Four with NCAA basketball. I'd like for it to be that format, but I don't think that's the case.
You know what? Honestly, though, at the end of the year, there's usually only 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 at the most teams that we're asking, are they the best team in the country? So I think they got it right. I'm looking forward to it as well. It's going to be nice.
Oh, yeah.
Cuban, what's on your mind?
I was, happy about college football, but, a shutout by Notre Dame on my team isn't too fun to watch. So hockey is here in about less than a month, so I've got that to look forward to, and, of course, football. So just going to ride that train for as long as possible.
All right. And Jay.
Honestly, man, there's only one thing on my mind right now.
What's that?
And that's Pittsburgh beating Baltimore. Okay. Baltimore has the
said-
football right now. Okay.
You got talking to the mic.
I'm a little bit disappointed, all right, because of the fumble. But you know what? Here we go, Steelers. We're going to beat Baltimore. That's the only thing
Yep.
I can think about right now. I
The
apologize.
only thing I'm focusing on is the Detroit Lions, Donkey Kong Sue,
Donkey Kong
and
Sue.
my former Auburn teammate, Nick Fairley. Any other question? The only thing I'm focused on, folks, you don't know what I'm talking about, Cam Newton. That was hilarious. You guys get a
yes, it
chance to
was.
see that interview?
That's
That
on
was-
YouTube, I'm sure.
It definitely is. That's gonna be up there with Allen Iverson's practice.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about practice, man.
Donkey Kong Sue.
Donkey Kong Sue. He just kept repeating it over and over. It was hilarious. But what's on my mind next week? UFC Fight Night 52. Roy Nelson, Mark Hunt. That's going on St. Thomas Super Arena. I'm excited because I got my tickets. I'm
yeah.
going. Yes. So going to be a good time. I'm a big UFC boxing fan, all that stuff. I just love sports in general, if you didn't know. But yeah, that's what's on my mind. But I got a question for you guys. Now, I don't know if you guys heard about, and this has nothing to do with sports. I just got to know because you guys are in here, you're average Joes. The Katy Perry and Taylor Swift, they're beefing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Katy Perry
heard
stole,
about it.
she stole 3 of Taylor Swift's backup dancers, right?
Oh, that is
so,
sweet.
So
Yeah.
then Taylor Swift wrote a song called Bad Blood. It's going to be on her album.
Oh,
They're
nice.
beefing. Who you got? Okay, if you had, you get to marry one, or you have to listen to their album on repeat. All right? No, but you got to pick who you marrying, and then whose album are you listening to on repeat?
Well, I'm gonna marry Katy Perry because
Yeah.
she's a goddess, okay? And then
Yes.
I'm gonna listen to Katy Perry's album on repeat because I don't like Taylor Swift.
All right, what you got, Cuban?
Kanye said it.
That's tough. So I got to marry one and then listen to the other one's music.
Yeah,
Right.
he messed the game up. He didn't
Yeah,
play it
yeah.
right.
Oh,
He,
well.
he picked Katy Perry for both.
That's
You
why I'm here.
You have to marry one, and you have to listen to the other one's album on repeat
Oh, man.
every day for the rest of your life.
Both of them are torture for me, honestly.
I agree with that.
I completely disagree.
Yeah.
I think they both.
How
make
about
good
Katy
music.
Perry and Taylor Swift?
What?
I'll marry Katy Perry and I'll listen to Taylor Swift.
Okay,
Get a high five
All right.
for that.
D Mac.
I'll marry Katy Perry,
Yeah.
and I will listen to Taylor Swift.
I feel like I should be the devil's advocate and go the opposite, but that's the same for me.
I can't do it.
I absolutely love Katy Perry.
They're
and
really
you know
beefing?
what? Yeah, they
That
really
is
are.
the cutest
And,
beef ever.
That's an attractive beef.
It's adorkable.
But you know, but yeah, I would listen to Taylor Swift on repeat. You know, if I could marry Katy Perry just to do it. So, hey, gentlemen, thank you very much. Another great Average Joe Sports Show. And D Mac, thank you for coming on, brother.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to shout out to A-Dog and my people I work with, also my wife in San Antonio. I know you're listening, and we'll hope you come back soon, babe.
All right, Cuban, appreciate you, brother.
Of course, man. Thank you.
And Jay, it's never a pleasure.
Oh, you're so sweet. I love you too, Carr.
Hey, stay tuned. We have your weather, your yen rate, and of course, more music before we wrap up the Morning Cruise Control.